Hello, Immortal News family, and welcome back to our channel. In the last 24 hours, we have received the somber news of the passing of extraordinary talents, and today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Before we start, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Number 7. Elegance was her signature, and kindness, her legacy. Jane Morgan Weintraub, celebrated singer, actress, and philanthropist, passed away peacefully at the age of 101. Her remarkable journey in music and service touched hearts across generations and continents. With a voice that floated between classic clarity and emotional warmth, Jane first captivated audiences in Paris before becoming a star throughout Europe and the US. Known for timeless hits like Fascination and The Day the Rains Came, she recorded over 30 albums and sang in 5 languages. Her voice took her to world stages, from intimate concert halls to presidential galas. She graced Broadway in standout roles in Can Can, Kiss Me Kate, Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, and Mame. On screen, she became a familiar face through over 50 appearances on The Ed Sullivan Show and other beloved TV variety shows, hosted by Andy Williams, Jerry Lewis, and Perry Como. Jane's influence, however, extended far beyond performance. Alongside her late husband, producer Jerry Weintraub, she gave generously of her time and resources. Together, they founded the Jane and Jerry Weintraub Center for Reconstructive Biotechnology at UCLA. She also championed causes close to her heart, from children's mental health to international education. One of her proudest moments was performing for 5 U.S. presidents and French President Charles de Gaulle. She toured with legends like Jack Benny and John Raitt, becoming a bridge between eras of entertainment with grace and strength. Jane passed away following complications related to age, leaving behind a lifetime of memories, love, and music. In a tribute, a colleague once said, "Jane elevated every stage she stepped on, and every person she met. She spent her final years surrounded by family and friends, celebrating her 100th birthday in Kennebunkport, Maine. Her gowns were displayed in a 2022 exhibition, reminding fans of her timeless style and presence." Jane Morgan Weintraub leaves behind a family proud of her deep compassion, her enduring songs, and her generous heart. The world says goodbye to a true original, one whose legacy in both the arts and humanity will carry on. Tributes to Jane Morgan Weintraub. Number 6. It's about the growth of a woman who survives. These powerful words from Lonnie Anderson beautifully capture the spirit that defined her life and career. Known across generations for her grace, talent, and strength, Lonnie leaves behind a legacy both glittering and grounded. Best remembered as Jennifer Marlowe on the classic sitcom WKRP in Cincinnati, she transformed the role of a sitcom receptionist into something rare, smart, witty, and in control. Her performance didn't just earn her Emmy and Golden Globe nominations, it reshaped how women were viewed in comedy. Viewers saw more than glamour. They saw confidence, cleverness, and depth. Lonnie's iconic presence reached beyond that show. In film, she starred with Burt Reynolds in Stroker Ace, and later shared her life with him during their high-profile marriage. Her career spanned decades, from TV dramas and comedies to her heartfelt performance in the 2023 special, Ladies of the 80s, A Diva's Christmas. What never faded was her unmistakable voice, warmth, and twinkle in her eye. Off-screen, she stood quietly but powerfully for what mattered. She advocated for COPD awareness after watching her own parents struggle. Her autobiography, My Life in High Heels, shared not just the glamour, but the grit. Her triumphs, heartbreaks, and unwavering belief in rising above challenges. Those who worked with her speak not just of a consummate professional, but of a pioneer. Her influence stretched far beyond scripts and cameras, inspiring generations to pursue their passions with heart and humor. Lonnie passed away at the age of 79, following a prolonged illness. She spent her final years surrounded by love and family, including her husband Bob Flick, children, grandchildren, and stepchildren. Colleagues and fans around the world are mourning the loss of a star who truly lit up every room and every screen she graced. In her work, Lonnie Anderson gave audiences laughter, strength, and joy. In her life, she gave even more. As one of her co-stars shared, Lonnie never pretended to be anyone but herself. That's what made her unforgettable. Tributes to Lonnie Anderson. Number 5. He made people feel like they mattered, on his sets, in his stories, and in life. Those were the words shared by a colleague, remembering Jonathan Kaplan, a storyteller who didn't just capture moments, he made us feel them. Across 5 decades, Jonathan shaped cinema and television with authenticity and heart. He directed The Accused, a landmark film that earned Jodie Foster an Oscar and sparked real-world conversation about justice. With Love Field, he gave us another powerful drama that reached global audiences and earned Michelle Pfeiffer an Academy Award nomination. But Kaplan's legacy didn't stop at the big screen. In the world of television, he found a second home behind the camera on ER. Directing 40 episodes, he helped define one of the most influential series of its time. His work earned 5 Primetime Emmy nominations and the admiration of cast and crew alike. Raised in a family of artists, including his Oscar-winning Uncle Van Heflin and composer Father Saul Kaplan, Jonathan found his calling early. After studying under Martin Scorsese at NYU, he started with Roger Corman's B-movie School of Filmmaking, quickly gaining a reputation for smart, grounded storytelling. From pulpy action films like Truck Turner to music videos for legends like Barbra Streisand and Rod Stewart, Kaplan never stopped exploring new ways to connect with viewers. Those who worked with him remember a generous collaborator and a calm, commanding presence on set. Joe Dante, a fellow filmmaker and friend, wrote, "No finer filmmaker, no better friend." Jonathan Kaplan passed away from liver cancer at the age of 77. Surrounded by loved ones and remembered by generations touched by his work, he leaves behind his daughter Molly, his sister Nora Heflin, and many nieces and colleagues who carry his memory forward. Jonathan believed that stories could change people, and he proved it again and again with every scene he captured. Though he's gone, his voice lives on in the moments he helped create. Tributes to Jonathan Kaplan. Number 4. When he stepped into a room, he lit it with his presence, on stage or off. That sentiment, shared by one of his longtime colleagues, captures a bit of the warmth and quiet brilliance Yong Q brought to every role he played. At the age of 55, Song passed away, leaving behind a powerful legacy woven through theater stages, television screens, and film sets. Over a career spanning more than 3 decades, his versatility made him unforgettable. Whether portraying a sharp-witted detective or a devoted mentor, he brought depth and humanity to every character. Audiences around the world came to know him through hits like Extreme Job, where his role as Chief Choi delivered both comedic timing and grounded emotion. Fans also remember him from dramas like Reply 1988, Tale of the Nine-Tailed, and Narco Saints. With more than 40 dramas and countless films on his resume, Song showed a rare range that few achieve. Beyond the spotlight, Song committed himself to nurturing young performers. As a professor at Semyong University, he inspired hundreds of acting students with his patience, generosity, and deep respect for the craft. His influence lives on through their performances. In recent weeks, Song faced personal hardships that deeply affected him. He had withdrawn from several productions following a legal issue involving a DUI case. On August 4, 2025, he was found peacefully in his car in Yongin. Authorities found no signs of foul play. The loss shocked fans and fellow artists across the country. Messages of love and sorrow flooded the internet. Fellow actor Park Hae-soo called him a pillar of honesty and artistry. Others praised his kindness and the way he carried himself with dignity, even in difficult times. Yong Q's life was a masterclass in commitment to art, to his students, to the people around him. He leaves behind his loving wife and 2 daughters, who meant everything to him. Though gone too soon, his performances will continue to echo, his lessons passed from actor to actor. His story reminds us of the beauty and fragility of a life in the arts. Tributes to Yong Q. Number 3. James began his remarkable career in the early 1970s, when he pioneered a new kind of radio in Britain. Those words, shared by friend and colleague Mike Graham, capture the spirit of a man who reshaped the soundscape of British broadcasting. For over 5 decades, James Whale challenged expectations behind a microphone. With his bold voice, sharp wit, and the fearless ability to say what others wouldn't, he gave thousands of listeners a new kind of nighttime companion. From the early days of the James Whale radio show to his commanding presence on Talk TV, his style wasn't just heard, it was felt. He broke new ground with radio that invited conversation, confrontation, and connection. He sparked debate, laughter, and thought, sometimes all in the same minute. When his show hit the TV airwaves in the late 80s, it drew millions. Whether loved or challenged, James Whale got people listening. His unmistakable voice became a fixture on major networks, from the BBC and TalkSport to Sky and ITV. Even as the media world changed, James adapted, finding new ways to reach audiences through podcasts and digital platforms. But it wasn't only about airtime. He poured passion into cancer awareness, using his own diagnosis to drive action and inspire strength in others. In 2024, he was awarded an MBE for services to broadcasting and charity, a fitting recognition for a lifetime spent informing, provoking, and helping. His final years were shared with his wife, Nadine, and their love and resilience carried them through his courageous battle with kidney cancer. James Whale passed away at 74, surrounded by admiration and respect from fans, peers, and listeners across generations. Talk TV called him a broadcasting legend for over 50 years. And he truly was. A distinct voice, a fearless spirit, a pioneer. James leaves behind not just a family but a legacy. In every caller he challenged, every listener he uplifted, and every young broadcaster he once mentored. Tributes to James Whale. Number 2, you can't be what you can't see, Dame Stella Remington once said, and then made history by being exactly what few imagined possible. At 90, Dame Stella passed away peacefully, surrounded by family and the dog she adored. Her final moments, like her life, were defined by strength, dignity, and quiet determination. She became the first woman to lead MI5, Britain's domestic intelligence agency, and the first chief to reveal her identity publicly. That act of transparency shifted the way the agency spoke to the public and how the public viewed intelligence work. It was bold. So was she. She began her career quietly, in the county archives, before joining the intelligence service full-time in 1969. From counter-subversion to counter-terrorism, she rose on merit, with unmatched resolve in every post she held. When appointed Director General in the early 1990s, she led MI5 through turbulent times, including the threat of Irish Republican terrorism. She shared information with the public, opened agency records to the National Archives, and shed light on the secretive world of intelligence. Her leadership was as fearless as it was groundbreaking. Off-duty, she picked up the pen. Her memoir, Open Secret, and her gripping Liz Carlyle novels captivated readers and offered a window into a world few truly knew. Dame Stella shattered stereotypes, not with noise but with results. Her trailblazing legacy inspired real intelligence officers, and even fictional ones. Judi Dench's portrayal of M in the James Bond films drew direct influence from her calm authority and no-nonsense approach. Her reach wasn't just inside government. She served on corporate boards and chaired the Institute of Cancer Research. Wherever she stood, she led. She mentored others, particularly women, with warmth and wisdom. A former colleague said, "Stella didn't talk about glass ceilings. She just walked straight through them." She leaves behind 2 daughters, along with generations of women who saw what was possible because of her example. Her family described her final days as full of love and gratitude. She held on, as always, with determination. Dame Stella Remington changed the way the public understands intelligence, leadership, and courage. Her life was a mission, in service and in story. Tributes to Stella Remington. What's trending on the internet? News 1. It was a night meant to celebrate music and memories, as Oasis played their much-anticipated reunion concert at London's Wembley Stadium. But the evening took a somber turn, as a fan in his 40s tragically lost his life after a fall from the stadium's upper tier. Emergency personnel responded quickly just after 10 p.m., but sadly he was pronounced dead at the scene. Both the band and fans alike have shared their heartfelt condolences with the man's family and loved ones, with Oasis expressing their deep shock and sadness at the loss. The incident casts a quiet shadow over what has been a remarkable reunion tour for the legendary Britpop band, uniting thousands in celebration of timeless music. In the days ahead, the outpouring of support reminds us of the powerful community that music forges, and how the memories of those we lose are carried on in every song that brings us together. News 2. Everyone remembers Shannon Doherty as the spirited star of Beverly Hills 90210, and today, we're revisiting a special chapter from her life in beautiful Malibu, California. Just over a year after her gentle passing at age 53, the home where she found peace and joy for nearly 2 decades is now for sale. Listed at $945 million, this 5-bedroom, 5-bath estate sits on a tranquil acre with sweeping views of the Pacific Ocean, a true sanctuary just as Shannon cherished. Friends recall how she brought warmth and character to every corner, from sunny, open living spaces and beamed ceilings to custom touches collected throughout her journeys. Her love for the property deepened after she lovingly restored it following the 2018 Woolsey fire, crafting it into a welcoming haven filled with natural light. The proceeds from this sale will go to her beloved mother, Rosa, just as Shannon intended. While Shannon Dohertys' home may change hands, the memories she created there, the laughter, resilience, and inspiration, will always remain a testament to her remarkable legacy. News 3. Picture this. It's a packed night at Detroit's Little Caesars Arena, and pop superstar Katy Perry, now 40, is lighting up the stage on her Lifetime's tour. The singer is known not just for her hits, but for her genuine care for fans, and on Sunday she showed that heartfelt side in a remarkable way. Katy invited a group of fans, including a young woman named McKenna, up for a sing-along. As the excitement reached its peak, McKenna was overcome by emotion and suddenly collapsed right on stage. Without hesitation, Katy rushed to her side, gently supporting McKenna's head and offering words of comfort until medics arrived. Demonstrating not just compassion but community, Katy gathered the other fans close and led a touching prayer, hoping for McKenna's quick recovery. Thanks to Perry's attentive response, the good news came quickly. McKenna is doing well. It was a shining example of humanity, reminding us all why music brings people together, and that even among the bright lights and big crowds, small acts of kindness can become the moment everyone remembers. News 4. Here's something touching from the heart of the Kelsey family. Ed Kelsey, father to NFL stars Travis and Jason Kelsey, is looking back fondly as he honors the life of his beloved girlfriend, Maureen Ann McGuire, who recently passed away at the age of 74. Maureen, remembered for her warm smile and sense of humor, shared many cherished moments with Ed, his family, and even pop superstar Taylor Swift, showing just how effortlessly she connected with those around her. Maureen leaves behind 3 children, 6 grandchildren, and loving siblings, each carrying forward her legacy of kindness and laughter. Today we celebrate Maureen's memory and the joy she brought to the Kelsey family and all who knew her. Her bright spirit and loving presence will certainly be treasured for years to come. News 5. If you've been online today, you may have noticed talk surrounding actress Denise Richards, age 53, and her estranged husband Aaron Fipers, involving a bit of weekend drama in sunny Calabasas, California. Denise, well known for her roles on screen and her vibrant personality, arrived at Aaron's family home hoping to retrieve a beloved family dog. Things got complicated though, as Denise currently has a restraining order in place against Aaron, so her unannounced visit understandably raised concerns. According to those present, tempers flared as Denise pleaded her case at the door, with Aaron stepping away from the scene to avoid any conflict. Ultimately, the situation drew local law enforcement, who responded with calm and care. No arrests were made, and deputies determined that no crime had taken place, just a tough family moment playing out in public, as so often happens with high-profile lives. While these kinds of headlines can feel heavy, let's remember the deep bonds folks have with their pets and how complicated family dynamics can become during tough times. Here's hoping everyone involved finds a path toward healing, and that the cherished family dog is safe and well, surrounded by love. Number 1. She believed every girl had the right to learn, and she made it happen. Radzia Jan, a beacon of compassion and courage, passed away at the age of 81 after a brief illness. Her life's work reshaped possibilities for thousands of Afghan girls and captured hearts around the world. Born in Afghanistan and later moving to the United States, Radzia built bridges between countries, cultures, and dreams. A seamstress by trade, a leader by nature, and a humanitarian by calling, she dedicated her life to others. After the events of September 11th, she turned sympathy into action, sending blankets to rescue workers, supporting U.S. soldiers overseas, and launching aid drives for children in war-torn villages. But she knew lasting change meant something deeper. In 2008, she opened the Zabuli Education Center near Kabul. It began with 109 bright minds. Over the years, it grew into a place of hope for more than 800 girls, many becoming the first in their families to read or dream of a career. When political turmoil forced the school's expansion to pause, Radzia didn't stop. She opened a midwifery college, giving young women skills to save lives and serve their communities. Even in the shadow of fear, she planted seeds of courage. Her work drew global praise. Books, awards, and headlines followed. But what mattered most to Radzia were the girls, their smiles, diplomas, and futures. "She changed my daughter's life," one parent once said. "She gave her wings." Colleagues remember Radzia as a warm light in every room, a woman who listened deeply and acted boldly. Her foundation, Radzia's Ray of Hope, continues to shine through every child and educator it supports. Her passing left a deep silence in classrooms and communities. Tributes from around the globe speak of a relentless advocate, a quiet hero, and a beloved mentor. Radzia Jan is survived by those whose lives she uplifted and the movement she ignited. Her legacy will guide future generations to believe in equality, compassion, and the power of education. Her story does not end here. Tributes to Radzia Jan. The bosom changed everything. She made beauty bolder, and the world took notice. That quote, once spoken about June Wilkinson,